Good day, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com providing superior forecasting for the Northern Mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith on this wet, windy, and raw Wednesday, October 22nd, 2014. Lots to talk about this morning on this Wednesday. First of all, NOAA satellite data port is down, so we have no satellite information over the last 2 days, and we're just going to have to go with observations and real-time data. Currently, we have cloudy skies and there is light to moderate rain all over the New Jersey, New York City, Philadelphia metropolitan area this morning. It's not raining in Philadelphia per se. It's just cloudy there right now, but the rain extends all the way into other portions of Pennsylvania, especially the coastal regions and interior sections of northeastern New Jersey into the New York City metropolitan area, the Hudson Valley region, and interior Connecticut. It's a pretty raw morning with northeast winds out there, and they're getting strong right along the immediate coast, too. And basically, we have temperatures in the upper 40s to low and mid 50s, with the dew points doing the same thing. Going to have to pack some patience, an umbrella, and rain gear today because that's exactly what you're going to need. Watches, warnings, and advisories. These are all gale warnings now. Gale warnings on the coastal waters from Sandy Hook out to Montauk Point. North winds at 15 to 25 knots, gust up to 35 knots, seas 5 to 8 feet from this afternoon right through 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Also for the New Jersey coastal waters, we have gale warnings in effect until 2 p.m. this afternoon till 6 a.m. on Thursday, and that's for north winds at 15 to 25 knots, gust up to 35 knots, seas 4 to 7 feet. We have small craft advisories in effect from Long Island Sound, the Long Island Bays, and the New York Harbor. North winds at 15 to 25 knots, gust up to 30 knots, occasional gust up to 35 knots out on eastern Long Island and the Sound and adjacent bays. And this is from 8 a.m. this morning until 6 a.m. on Thursday morning. Want to focus on the latest radar data and storm motion here as these storms are wobbling around from off the ocean with a coastal front nearby. We'll get to that in a moment. If I put on the fronts here, you can see a coastal front developing right offshore, and this is enhancing the lift with upper level divergence. We'll get to that in a moment. Showers and periods and pockets of moderate to heavy rain moving in from off the ocean. Some of these showers and thunderstorms are heavy. If we take off the fronts and the radar, we can also take a look at the lightning data. There is plenty of it with showers and embedded thunderstorms, cloud to cloud and cloud to ground, right along the immediate coast here in New Jersey, where it's been precipitating quite heavily in certain parts of Ocean and Monmouth counties overnight last night. We had hail reports in northwestern New Jersey into the city last night as well, and this is indicative of a very cold cutoff upper level low that's developing into a surface wave here off the Delmarva coast, and this whole conglomerate is going to be moving very slowly over the next 24 to 36 hours. Take a look at the 500 millibar analysis in water vapor channel. This is current and running from last night into this morning. We can see the upper low beginning to close off now early this morning with some spokes of vorticity rounding the base of the trough and moving into and offshore the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area. The surface wave is now going to begin to develop, and it will do so during the next couple of hours. And this entire entity here will be moving with the surface low very slowly in a blocked up, buckled pattern here across the northern New Jersey and New York City, Philadelphia metropolitan area with waves of rain coming in during today. We'll use the real-time data right now from the Storm Prediction Center's mesoscale analysis here for the northeastern New Jersey area. You can see our strong jet couplet here with upper-level divergence occurring offshore and also units of upper-level divergence right here across New Jersey. That means that the air is rapidly rising and destabilizing with a closed centered low right over the Pennsylvania and Virginia and Maryland border here. If we take a look at the deep moisture convergence, we can see moisture pluming in from off of the ocean back inland, and we've got plenty of rain on the way. Surface frontogenesis is occurring as well, and this is indicative with the coastal front developing as the storm system really begins to deepen across the coastal waters during the next 24 hours. This is something else that's caught my eye as well. A lobe of the precipitable water values here approaching 1 inch just offshore, but this is enhancing the fact that we're going to see pockets and periods of moderate to heavy rain across the region today. Some of this on the northwestern side is not going to affect too many people with heavy amounts of rain, but there has already been a considerable amount of rain right along the immediate coast and into the city this morning as well. As of 7:30 this morning, we can see amounts here approaching an inch, over an inch of rain here in Sheepshead Bay. Over the last 24 hours, we've had rainfall amounts of anywhere from an inch to 2 inches, 2.17 here at where's this mesonet? This is a cooperative weather station here, just right off the coastline here in New Jersey, actually just north or around Brick. This is in Brick Township. We've had amounts of rain at Barnegat Light of over 2 inches during the last 24 hours. Obviously, this is an outlier here. Morning surface chart from weatherroanoke.com. A digital atmosphere software shows our surface wave now developing off the coast. And as a result, on the northwestern side, we have a coastal front here that's developing with upper level divergence. So there's a large amount of wind shift going on in here. And as a result, moisture is pluming in from off the ocean over the top of the coastal front and developing into moderate amounts of rain across the New Jersey, northeastern half of New Jersey and the New York City metropolitan area this morning. Over the last 24 hours, as one of these vortexes has enhanced the flow, we've found moderate to heavy rain and flooding. We had hail reports in northwestern New Jersey, pea-size hail last night. We also had a funnel cloud, which was reported off of Seaside Heights during yesterday afternoon as well, with plenty of hail and flooding reports around the region. Not a pretty day at all for flying here in the New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia metropolitan area. We have a few airport delays at Philadelphia and LaGuardia this morning. Check with your carriers on that. We have plenty of MVFR and even some IFR around the region today, and that's going to be expected. And it's going to be that in times from all of these areas here, from Philadelphia, Wilmington, northeast Philadelphia, and Trenton this morning. A lot of those storms will make their way inland. The rain may be heavy at times with periods of IFR conditions across the terminals this morning. Thunderstorms will likely affect Millville early this morning, and even early this afternoon. Should hold off together and approach the I-95 corridor. Could be closer to later this morning as well after sunrise. North to northeast winds today. That's the theme. Will become quite gusty and a bit more north to northwest through the afternoon. And evening speeds around 5 to 10 knots, gust up to as much as 25 knots by this afternoon at the terminals. So we have to be concerned about wind shear here. On Thursday, times of MVFR conditions, some showers ending in the evening, becoming VFR after that. Northwest winds, though, quite gusty, 15 to 20 knots, gust up to 30 knots. And then VFR on Friday, but strong winds. Northwest, 15 knots, gust up to 25 knots, diminishing in the evening. Saturday and Sunday, well, you know that's going to be better. VFR overall. Right now, outside of Newark International, 55, dew point 54, MVFR conditions, relative humidity 94%. The wind is due northeast at 15 knots. We have ceilings as low as 600. Light rain is occurring. Broken ceilings 2200. Overcast at 4300. In the last 1 hour, 1700ths of an inch of rainfall, and the pressure continues to fall. Moderate amounts of rain around the region and in the vicinity with MVFR2, locally IFR conditions for the remainder of today. In Philadelphia, we're in MVFR right now, 57, dew point 53, humidity 87%. The wind is northeast at 9, gust up to 21 miles per hour. Right now, broken ceilings at 1300, 3500, overcast at 5500. No rain in the last hour there, but pressure continues to fall. Light to moderate rain is on the way with MVFR to IFR conditions for the remainder of today. Graphical tropical weather outlook for the region. We have Tropical Depression 9, winds at 35 knots, 35 miles per hour, pressure 102 millibars, nearly stationary and expected to dissipate over the next 12 to 24 hours. Out here, well out here in the Atlantic, a large non-tropical low located over far eastern Atlantic Ocean. The system could still acquire some subtropical characteristics over the next day or two, moving west to west-southwest at 10 to 15 knots. Upper level winds are forecast to become less conducive. There's about a 10% chance of this becoming anything named during the next 5 days. High resolution rapid refresh model from Next Generation Weather Lab. The College of DuPage shows those spokes of moisture. It's rain, yes, folks, it's rain. Moderate to heavy periods and pockets of rain across the New Jersey, New York City, Philadelphia metropolitan area through this afternoon, actually. Some areas will be waxing and waning with intensity, and some of the intensity will then be shifted offshore and then back through the Connecticut River Valley and off the southern New England coast during the next couple of hours. But still, as these vortexes round the base of the trough and the surface wave really gets going here, moisture will continue to develop and move over the coastal front into the northeastern sections of New Jersey, the Hudson River Valley, and the coastline here. There will be lesser amounts to the north and west. As one would imagine, with the north to northeast wind today, temperatures really not going to budge that much between where they are now to where they are for later part of this afternoon. The NAM-WRF composite reflectivity forecast from Next Generation Weather Lab at the College of DuPage shows the spokes of moisture as the surface wave develops further to the east off the northern mid-Atlantic coast states. to just south and east of Long Island. There will be periods of rain, especially around the coast. Some of these will contain lightning and thunder, and of course, any of these showers and thunderstorms will be capable of producing some moderate to heavy downpours across certain regions as they pinwheel around the surface wave off the mid-Atlantic coast by early tomorrow morning. It's a very slow mover with the upper level low and surface wave meandering around and pinwheeling around, and a lot of the moisture goes into southern New England. But the backside of this, on the northwest side, will feature a few scattered showers around the region, diminishing in coverage from north to south as Thursday and Thursday afternoon and Friday go on. And then we get into a break. The winds will still be up on Friday. Temperatures will recover. The breaks of sunshine and broken ceilings as well. And then eventually by the weekend, we're heading into a very nice weather pattern with generally high pressure region to our south and providing nearly seasonable temperatures into the early part and mid part of the weekend. But we do have to watch for another frontal boundary approaching on Saturday night. Most of this should be very dry. If anything, just a few scattered cloud cover around the region on Saturday night. And we'll get into the deterministic GFS forecast in just a moment. GFS forecast into motion, our wobbling surface and upper wave here, low pressure deep trough, cold pool aloft, showers, embedded thunderstorms across the region, and that wobbles away. High pressure builds in for the weekend. Here comes the next week cold front on Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening, drawing up as the upper level low swings and trough axis swings off the mid-Atlantic coast states and deepens a little bit. That means it creates a tight pressure gradient, so Saturday night and Sunday, especially Sunday afternoon, going to be breezy but nice weekend ahead. High pressure continues to build in for the early part of next week. And then tropical disturbance approaching the Gulf Coast states and the southeastern states actually will be deflected offshore by an upper level trough and access here in Canada, a weakening cold front. And this will send the system that is showing up on the GFS for next week, that late weekend on Thursday and Friday, right off the immediate coast and away from the forecast region. So, of course, you can monitor everything live in our live feeds here on Garden State Weather and gardenstateweather.blogspot.com. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. Be safe out there today and do travel safely.